fought by Amancio Ortega. And straight ahead is the football stadium Santiago Bernabéu. Now to your left, look to your left. Despacito un poquito. Look on the left. This is made by Miró, Joan Miró. Can you see this Palace of Congress? Can you see this multicolor facade made of tiles? This is one of the last works that was made by Joan Miró.
Stadium, football stadium.
Teams. The team that owns this stadium is the Real Madrid. It was founded in 1902. And the stadium was built in the middle of nowhere in 1947. Real Madrid, that means Royal Madrid. It was
Royal
a title
Madrid.
that was given by the king in 1920. That year, King Alfonso XIII became the king of Spain, so everything was royal that year. And this is where
Hindi mo ba umaganda?
flowers and the needle in the center, this sculpture that was made by Santiago Calatrava, designed by Minoru Yamasaki. Minoru Yamasaki. This is the architect that designed the World Trade Center in New York. In fact, this style of the tower reminds the Twin Towers in New York. So this is a very wide avenue. It's the widest avenue in the modern Madrid. It crosses the city from north to south. In Spanish, calle is street, but this one is called paseo because this is where people came for a walk. Pasear is to walk. So it was a big promenade where people came for a walk. We see on the right the new ministries. The idea was to make all the official buildings around this area, but look, the size is very big, but that's the beginning of the century. So you see here these arches, windows. Now we see another fountain from the 50s. This is San Juan de la Cruz, St. John of the Cross. It's a Carmelite. He reformed the Carmelite order with Santa Teresa. In Segovia we'll see the place where he is buried. And just on the other side of the fountain you will see the sculpture of a hand that was made by Fernando Botero. The big dome is the Natural Science Museum and Industrial Engineering School. We can see a modern sculpture that looks like a cube on the left, on top of it, just behind the trees, there, is the monument to our Constitution. And now Isabel la Católica on horseback. It's now to your left, behind the trees. There, the trees are bigger and bigger. So this is the queen that was proclaimed La Reina de Castilla, the Queen of Castilla, in the city of Segovia. The architecture that was made in the 80s. The buildings on the right, the first one on the left, were designed by Federico Echevarria, a Spanish architect. And then the one on the left, straight up modern sculptures that represent the different trips that Columbus made to America. Underneath this park that we call Parque del Descubrimiento, the Discovery Park, underneath the park we have the Cultural Center of Madrid. Now there is another, in this other area of Madrid there will be another bridge. Statue of the Venus with a mirror. Can you see it on the right? Fernando Botero. Huge statues. So we enter now in the 19th century area. This is called the Paseo Recoletos, named after a convent. Still, people come here for a walk. They come to pasear, so it's still a paseo. Paseo, pasear. When Real Madrid wins, people come to celebrate their victories here around the fountain. So every time there is an important trophy that is won by them, the fountain is protected. Because sometimes these youngsters, these crazy young people jump into the fountain. So to protect it, there's of the Spanish army, and to the left is the Banco de España, the National Bank. So this is Alcalá Street that crosses Madrid from east to west. And now we leave this street to take another one, very famous. At the entrance is the church on the right, the Church of San Jose, with the statue of the Virgen del Carmen. Carmen, where are you? Carmen, this is your virgin here. Always represented with a holy child in her hands. Virgen del Carmen. Carmen is a very common name here in Spain. We have a Carmen sitting here at the front. Hola Carmen. 5th century. Look at the style of these buildings. It's a little bit eclectic. We find all kind of styles, imitating the Renaissance, imitating the Baroque, modernism as well. So in the 40s and 50s, this was the most elegant street of Madrid. We still have many jewelry stores, leather shops like the one in the corner to the right, Loewe. Now to the right is Museo Chicote, here on the right. So this was a very famous cocktail bar. This is where famous people used to gather in the 50s, like Hemingway, Ava Gardner, our toreros, Dominguín, that was a ladies' man and had a love affair with Ava Gardner. And he was very happy, and he told everyone the next day, not very polite. And so still nowadays, Chicote is famous for the cocktails. And to the right is the first tower built in Madrid. This was the Telefónica. It was a monopoly. And the section on the right was kind of abandoned. It's now the gay district, and little by little they started opening small restaurants, cozy shops, and now it's one of the most famous areas for shopping. We have Stradivarius on the right, that belongs also to the Inditex group, or a very famous Casa del Libro. Casa in Spanish is house, libro is book. It's one of the most traditional bookstores in Madrid. And here you see Zara, one of the many Zaras that we have. Oisho belongs also on the other side, belongs to the same group. And this is where we had the first cinemas in Madrid. These two buildings on the left were former cinemas, these huge cinemas. I remember you pay different if you sat on the very top, the Sun Gate that we saw last night. And the building on the left is like the flat iron building. Like this is Carrión, and this was the first building with air conditioning in Madrid. We have Bridget Jones travel around Spain. You will see a bull everywhere. This is advertising the wine that comes from the south that belongs to his family. Look, El Rey León, the Lion King on the left. 5 years. It's been a great success. And now we're going to stop at the Plaza de España. Please bring your radios with you. We're going to see the statue of our famous writer Miguel de Cervantes and his famous character